Okay guys, I will now quickly show you how to make this really nice fall folio that has all these tags, tag spots, writing space, and this simple but pretty pop-up element. It has quite many areas where you can store your memorable things like photos, some paper scraps. You can put them in these pockets. You can tuck them here or here. This large pocket here. And there is a nice large tuck spot here where you can also write. Well, let's start. Of course, I will start with printing and cutting out all the elements. Before you cut them out, make sure that you have printed the back side. It's not really necessary to print the back side of these two, because some parts will be actually invisible. But as for me, well, I don't want to see any white parts in my fall folio, so I'm printing the back sides on every page. Actually, you will not use too much of your inks to do so. Well, let's cut them out. The next step is to give a bit of color to the edges. I don't really like to see them white, but of course, depending on the style, if you're journaling, you can leave them just white. Even if you do not really do stamping, you can buy just one piece of this coffee color or something like that, and it will match pretty much any color of your images. And if you do it more intensively, it will give you like more vintage look. But generally it's enough just to touch the edges. Okay, now all the elements are ready and I am ready to assemble them. I will start with making a folder using these folding lines. The final size of this is about 9.5 by 18.5 centimeters. The next step is to make this little pop-up element. I'm using just regular white glue. You can use a double-sided tape, whatever you like. As you can see, I do not attach it to the very edge. I give it a bit of air around this tag. I think it looks prettier like this. Okay. Next, I'm gonna use these two to make layers here. Actually, you can use this technique to make your pop-up elements using your own images, your own materials. It's very simple, and basically you just take a piece of paper and you fold it once and twice, and that's it. So you have like 3 folds. Just try to make sure that these parts are even, just in case, Now you fold it like this. You start with the bigger part and then we put it here in the area where we have this folding line, and then you just close it, push it a bit and just close it. Now you open it and you have this staircase, you know. I will let it dry, and meanwhile I will apply some glue here. Again to both sides. And again I push it towards the folding line and I close it. If you are very new to these things, then you please make sure first that the first layer is dry and that it's not moving. Otherwise you might push it too deep under this stair. That's how it works. As I said, you can take any piece of paper, just fold it once and twice, and you have this pop-up element. If you want to have a few layers, then the size has to be like smaller and smaller. And when they are dry, you just put some pictures here. First I will add this bush. Also, don't forget about the size, because if you want to close it, you don't want to see these edges. I mean, if you're using your own images. And try to be very neat with the glue so that it will not stick to this piece. That's it. Now I have the two of these layers with fall leaves and I keep calling it a Hitchcock. I never know how you pronounce it properly. I will now let it dry. There you go. I think it looks cool. Now I will add this tag here. If you just put the glue on these three edges, then you have a tiny little pocket. And just one more piece that goes with this part is this pocket. I will only glue these two sides, and I will not attach it to the very folding line. Again, I will leave some air. It's just the way I like it. That's it. You can put here some pictures, some memorable scraps. All right, we're done with this part. Now we will do this area. Also, we're making this tuck spot. again, I do not attach it to the very edges. I always leave a bit of air. Of course not always, but most of the time I want to give it sort of a frame. I know that other designers, they add these flaps, like I had one here, when they are making pockets or tuck spots. But it's not that I'm lazy. Of course I'm not lazy. I just don't like to do not useless but unnecessary stuff. To me it's enough just to glue the edges, not to make the flaps. This is where we place this tag. I will now do the corners. Just as always, I'm giving it a bit of space. And again, you can use these tiny little pieces as tuck spots if you like. You can fit in here some tiny little pieces of paper. For now, I don't want to do that, and I'm just gluing it on top of it. You might ask me why not to draw it just on top of this paper. Well, because it looks much better when it's layered. Right now I will be using magnets to make a closure, but if you don't have them, if you're not used to using them, you can just finish the inserts that I will do a bit later and close it with a piece of ribbon, or you can add here an anchor. I will move it a bit closer to this edge. Now I add some glue just to see where they go. That's it. I will now align these two pieces. And just glue them like this. And again, I'm leaving this side open so that it will be possible to put something inside, to use it as a pocket. And this little mushroom as a tuck spot. And to finish it, I will attach this one here. There's a little fall poem. There are quite many ways to use all these elements, and of course you can play with them your own way. I just showed you the way I saw it. Just in case, I will let you know that this tag can go here, so that you can put the magnets here if you feel that it's more comfortable to close it this way. But to me, well, I like to leave it open so that I can also insert something here. I find it interesting. I wish you all warm fall mood, and I wish you to stay safe, healthy, and creative.